Hey everyone, welcome back to Codenado. Today we are going to be looking at how to essentially use voids with parameters. So this is a very good skill to have, just so that you can make your void arguments more customizable, and it's just there's a lot more use cases when you include parameters with your void statements. Okay, to start, we're going to be creating a public class, which I've called grade printer in this case. And what we're going to do, the first thing we want to do is we're going to go straight into our void. What's going to be our void statement? So we can do that by very simple. It's just a public void, um, and we're going to call this print info. This is just going to print the information that we're going to specify with our parameters. Okay, in this case, my strings are going to be name and grade. Well, my two parameters are going to be name and grade. So this is where I put my parameters. I put them inside these parentheses. So this is a really important part. When you're putting in your parameters, there's two things that you're going to put in for each parameter: your data type and your variable name. So we're going to call this our data type. Obviously, like our two parameters are going to be name and grade. So our name is going to be, obviously, it's going to have the data type as string, and our parameter is going to be called name. Okay, simple. Next, we're going to have a parameter called grade. This is going to we're going to have this as a double because grades can be doubles, and you could have a grade of 82.4, you could have a 78.3, 92.5, whatever. So we're going to set this as double, and it's simple as that when it comes to including your parameters. So now it's going to be extremely simple. All we have to do is just do a simple system.out just to print our output or whatever, all the parameters that we're storing. So we can do println our name plus, let's just concatenate that with some strings. Okay, so to do this, we're just gonna, let's just make it name as a grade of blank, whatever. This, we're gonna specify the exact parameters that we're gonna be inputting into the code once we get to our static void. Okay, great. So now we can move into writing our static void statement. So we're just gonna type in public static void main string args. So basically, this entire line of code, basically, it's just a matter of memorizing, and as you write more and more code when it comes to voids, like, it'll sort of get engraved in your mind. Okay, so within this, we are going to create an object within our class to input the values for the parameters inside. So how do we do this? Simple. We just start by typing out our class name, and we choose the object name. So let's just call this student1. Okay, make it simple. And we write down an equal symbol, and we type in new, signifying a new object. So we do new grade printer. So this is going to be new within our class that we created. Okay, great. So then we just end that with parentheses, and that's it. Now let's input the values for these parameters. We can do this by student1, which we've declared right here. Student1 dot print info. This is going to allow Java to refer back to this code, but we want to be executed right here. So we want whatever name we're inputting and their grade. So do print info with these two parameters. So our first parameter, as we signified right here, is going to be our name parameter. So here, let's just put a random name, Sammy. Okay. Let's say Sammy is a pretty smart student, and he currently has a grade of 98.6. Okay. And remember, we don't put quotation marks here because it is an double, which is going to signify a decimal number. And yeah, that should be it. So once this is executed, let's write what our desired output is. So we're going to, first of all, we're going to go through this public static void and creating a new object. That's not going to affect our output. Well, it will affect our output, but it's not going to be shown. And we're going to print this info. This is the important part. We're going to go into this class, this void statement that we've created right here. And we're going to input these parameters into our print line. Okay, so that should give us Sammy has a grade of 98.6. Great. So let's see if this works. It should be what we're supposed to be getting. So let's run this. And oh, classic mistake. Forgot the semicolon. Let's run this again. There we go. Sammy has a grade of 98.6. So that's just a very simple example and use case of void statements with parameters.